Bringing all of your awareness to your breath and start taking your breath into your Ujjayi breath. The ego asks 1,000 questions for which there are no answers. We fear everything: success, failure, love, loss, child rearing, childlessness, money, poverty. The list is endless. And we bring our most cherished fears with us when we first step onto the mat. We may be worried about failure or disappointment. We may fear the spiritual trapping of yoga, the weirdness of it all. Some fears are more personal. Maybe a fear of re-injuring a vulnerable muscle. Maybe it's a fear of commitment. Maybe the fear of the unknown. The ego asks 1,000 questions for which there are no answers. In other words, either we can allow ourselves to be continually drained and distracted by a plague of doubts and questions, or we can simply choose to apply ourselves to the task at hand. Faith is a choice that is available to us at any moment, and it supports us under pressure far more effectively than our own inner debating committee. Today we see what happens when we keep it simple, when we let go of the questions, we set aside the fears, and remember that things will work out. Now breathe, smile, and put one foot in front of the other. And spend a moment here just to set an intention or a dedication for your practice. And draw that intention into the heart space. Using this next inhale, sweep the hands out to the sides. And as you exhale, bring that right arm underneath your left, cross at your elbows. You can either reach for your shoulders here, back of the hands, or take a double bind. Start to press the elbows down, reaching the elbows away. So drawing that little more space between the tops of the shoulders and the ears. Bring your chin down towards your chest. And then as you inhale, slightly rotate that left ear towards the shoulder, keeping your chin tucked in so the back of your neck is nice and long. Shoulders continue to press down. Expand your breath into that mid and that upper back. One more big breath here. And your exhale, bring your chin back towards center, and then bring your arms slowly out to the sides. Take an inhale, sweep the hands out. And as you exhale, change sides. So left arm underneath, cross at your elbows. You can grab for your shoulders, back of the hands, or take a double bind. And start by just pressing the shoulders down. Dropping that chin down towards your chest. And this time, drawing that right ear towards the shoulder. Noticing the difference between the sides, keeping the chin tucked, back of the neck is long. And as you exhale, bring your chin back towards center. Slowly release your hands. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhale, twist to your right. And as you start looking towards that back shoulder, drop your right ear towards the shoulder. Reach the left ear towards the sky. And then slightly tuck your chin in towards your chest. Keep pressing that left shoulder down from the ear, so lengthening out the top of the shoulder and the neck. Check in that you're still sitting up nice and tall. One more big breath. Using this exhale, release the head first, release the twist. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhale to the other side. Looking towards that back shoulder, this time dropping the left ear. Reach that right ear towards the sky. Then tuck the chin a bit more towards the chest. Pressing that right shoulder down. Continue to find length. Continue to deepen your breath. And take another breath here. And as you exhale, release your head first, release your twist, and start moving towards a child's pose. And as you come onto your mat, separate your knees hip distance if you want that hip release, or if you'd like the low back release, you can bring your knees together. Big toes touch. The shoulders need a break today, maybe bringing the hands back by your feet, tops of the hands on the ground. Forehead could come to the ground if you'd like. And start to breathe deeply into your stomach. Maybe even finding that gentle rock from side to side. Massaging out the forehead and the earth. And take 2 or 3 more breaths here. As you come back towards the center, release that rocking if you're still doing so. Extend your arms, then lift your hips. Bring your knees directly underneath your hips and come forward for that puppy pose. Extending your arms here, and you're bringing your forehead towards the ground, and you can play around with the space between your hands. So maybe they're shoulder distance, maybe you have them a little bit wider. You're working on bringing the forehead down towards the ground. If you're feeling really open in the upper back and the neck, maybe bringing the chin towards the earth. Take several breaths to create that length in the back body. So navel's drawing in to support the low back. Tailbone continues to reach towards the sky. One more big breath here. And on your next exhale, lifting your chest, walking your hands back. Take a few rounds of either cat and cow. If you want to thread the needle, you can spend a few breaths threading the needle on each side. If you feel like you want to start opening up a bit more into the hip joint, maybe taking a couple hip circles here. If your feet are feeling tight, or maybe even into the low back, you can always extend opposite feet, pressing the toes into the mat, starting to open up the calves, the ankles, soles of the feet. Taking about 5 more breaths, changing sides if you need. As you come back towards the center, stay there and tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into your first down dog. Explore your down dog. Separate your feet at least hip distance here. Bring your arms at least shoulder distance here. You can experiment with pedaling out the legs, maybe rolling forward into plank and back. Maybe it feels good to really deeply bend your knees and find that lift and lengthening in your low back. A couple more big breaths just to explore the pose. Maybe you're playing around with the blocks under the hands. Maybe you're taking a twist. So take about 5 more breaths here. And start moving into stillness. Taking these last breath or two in your down dog, finding that still down dog. You're going to wait for this next exhale. Start to bend your knees deeply. Bring your knees just a couple inches over the ground. Chin is tucked, pressing strongly into the palms. Keep the core engaged. On your exhale, lift your hips and come back to your down dog. And again, taking an inhale here, and on your next exhale, bend your knees. See if you can bring your knees even lower. Just hovering the knees off the ground. Core is really engaged. On your next exhale, lift your hips, come back to down dog. One more time, taking an inhale and waiting for your exhale to lower the knees. Hold them just a couple inches, couple big breaths. And as you exhale, lift the hips, come back to your down dog. Start walking your feet forward. Come to the front of your mat. And take that forward fold at the front of your mat. Separate your feet hip distance. And then take your fingers, interlace your fingers, bring them just behind the back of the head, right at the base of the skull. Wrap your forearms around your ears and you're rounding the upper back. Shins pressing in towards the chest. Let the weight of the hands help guide you deeper into the fold, but just be mindful you're not pulling the head or forcing the head down. Checking in with your knees, make sure your knees are not locked. On your next exhale, release your hands down towards the ground. Roll yourself all the way up to stand. And then once you're there, bring your hands to heart center. Closing your eyes, come back to your breath. Come back to your intention. As you inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Drop your hips down, even lower. Bring your hips back. Try to find that balance between the toes and the heels. Arms can extend. If the shoulders need a break, just bring your hands to heart center or interlace the fingers behind your back. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Take 3 more breaths. Sink the hips down. Reach the hips back even more. Wait for this next exhale. Come into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back, left leg, warrior 2. Windmill your hands up. Right leg is forward. Bend deeply into your right knee. Bring your gaze strongly towards that front middle finger. On your inhale, flip your right palm. Exhale, reverse, right hand to the sky. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, bring your forearm to your thigh. Reach the left fingers forward. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, reverse, right hand to the sky. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, forearm to thigh. Take another inhale, hold the pose here. And on your exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Step back for either vinyasa. You can modify if you want to drop your knees. You can also come right back to a down dog, a child's pose, puppy pose. Deciding if you want to move today or if you just like to be still. Inhaling through the nose and exhale, let it go. On your next exhale, move to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Feet can be together for chair, or if you'd like, they can be hip distance. That'll give you more space for your back. Keep balancing that weight, that effort between the legs. Strong core, sink the hips down even more. On your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step back with your right leg, warrior two. Windmill your hands up. Left leg is forward. Bend deep into your knee. Bring that gaze straight out towards that left middle finger. On your inhale, flip your left palm. Exhale, reverse. Inhaling here. As you exhale, come forward, forearm to thigh. Inhaling here. And exhale, reverse. Inhaling. And exhale. One more time. Inhale through center. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. Stay here. Take another breath. Wait for your exhale. Bring both hands down to the ground. Step back for either vinyasa. Modify or skip it all together. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale, let it go. And your next exhale, move towards the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Step back with your left leg. Bring your toes to point towards the corners of your mat. Heels are in. Hands come onto your hips. Start coming into your squat. So finding that equal effort between the left and the right leg. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Press into your thighs. Lengthen your upper body. Use your next exhale. Dip your right shoulder and look towards your left. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, look over to your right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale to the right. This time, inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to your left and hold. Take a couple big breaths. See if you can continue to drop your hips. Navel's drawing in to help you twist a little bit deeper. On this inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side and hold. Strong breath. Notice if you're holding the breath. On your next inhale, come back to center. Straighten out your legs. Bring your toes to point towards the sides of your mat. Line your toes and heels up. Inhale, lift your chest, hands to the hips. Exhale, take your fold. Hands are going to come down towards the ground if they can reach. If you have props, you can bring them onto your props. You can bring them to your shins, wherever is accessible. And start to release your head down. If your hands are on the ground and you want just a little bit more of that low back release, start walking your hands forward. So thinking of down dog, just with really wide legs. And then let the head fall through the hands. Continue to expand your breath into your stomach. Expand your breath into your waist. Expand your breath into your low back. And this next inhale, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. And if you need some height here, you can grab a chair, blocks if you have them, pillows, blankets, anything you need. And you're going to keep that right arm down, twist open with your left hand. That left hand is going to reach towards the sky, or you can start working towards a bind. Back of the hand to the low back. Maybe the fingertips find that opposite hip crease. If you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, that right hand can reach towards your right shin. Your left hand can reach towards your right shin. And then start to twist open, stacking the shoulders. Send that breath right to your low ribs. Use this next exhale. Bring the hands back down towards the mat. And then keep that right arm down, twist open with the left hand, change sides. And that hand can either extend if you had that happen on the other side, or if you were working towards a bind, back of the hand to the low back or to the hip crease. Your hand can stay on the ground, or if you were moving a little bit deeper into your twist, you can take that right hand towards your left shin and take your twist. Notice your breath. Notice how this shifts your breath as you twist. Continue to expand, smooth, steady breath. On this exhale, bring both hands down towards the ground. Hands come onto your hips, and as you inhale, lift your chest, come all the way back up. Heel toe your feet back towards the center of your mat, and then come towards the front of your mat. Wait for that inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back with your left leg. Low lunge, drop that left knee down. Inhale, extend your arms towards the sky. Place the hands on that right thigh. Square your chest, square your hips, and then press a little bit deeper into that left hip. Make sure you're turning on your hips here, so you don't want to hang in the joints. You're actively engaging the joints. Your glutes, your butt muscles are really strong. On this exhale, hands to heart center for your twist. Left elbow to your right knee, or left hand on the ground, right hand towards the ceiling. If you want to take this as a high lunge, you can tuck those left toes and lift the left knee, or just keep that left knee down for support. Take several breaths to deepen your twist, deepen your lunge. See if you can get that thigh parallel with the ground if you're in low lunge. Take another breath. If you're in that high lunge, lower the left leg down and bring both hands down towards the mat and into your half splits. Straighten out your right leg this time. Flex the toes back towards you. You can keep your hands down on the ground. If for some reason this is not feeling good for a knee joint or for your body, come onto your seat, extend your right leg, bring that left foot to the inner thigh, and you can fold over your leg this way. If you're in that half splits, flex the toes back towards your face. Separate your legs so they're at least hip distance. So notice if that tendency is to really hug the knees in towards the center or one side or the other. Try to find the stability as you fold. Create a wave with your breath. So inhaling to lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold over the leg. Become aware of where your hips are in space and continue to square the hips. Actively grounding into your right heel. Use this next inhale, lift your chest. You're going to sweep that right leg behind you. You can step into a plank or a vinyasa. You can come right back to your down dog, or you can come into your child's pose. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, let it go. On your next exhale, move to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back, right leg this time. Low lunge, drop your right knee down. Inhale, arms can come to your thigh, arms can extend towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths just to find the pose. Engaging your hips, strongly pressing into that left heel. So you're turning on that whole under part of that left leg, hamstring and glute. On your next exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow, left knee, take your twist, or right hand to the ground. Left hand can reach towards the sky. If you took this as a high lunge, this is your opportunity to lift that back knee off the ground. Otherwise, keeping the knee grounded for support. Breathe. Keep the breath steady and smooth. If that back knee's lifted, setting the knee back down. As you exhale, bring both hands down towards the ground. Come into your half splits. Straighten out that left leg. Flex your toes back towards you. And separate your legs so that they're at least hip distance. And if the same thing on this side, if this is not a good position for that right knee for any reason, come onto your seat and bring the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. And folding over the legs out. This next inhale, lift your chest and sweep that left hand behind you so you're in a tabletop position. You're going to face the side of your mat now. And as you come towards the side of your mat, take that front and back part of your mat and fold it over, depending on the thickness of your mat, at least once or maybe twice if you have a thinner mat. You're going to come into frog. You're going to bring your legs as wide as they go. So your knees are as wide as the body lets you bring them. And you want to line up your ankle so that your ankle and your knee are in one line and your toes are pointing out to the side. If that is not a good position for your knee, then you can just tuck the toes underneath you so your toes are pointing towards the wall or towards the back of your mat. So as you come into this position, depending on how tight you're feeling in that inner thigh, the more you press your hips towards your heels, the more this is going to be in the inner thigh. You can keep your hands on the ground. You can move on to your forearms here. If you're feeling really open and you can take it further, maybe you're bringing your chest all the way down to the ground. Maybe your head is coming onto the ground or onto a prop. Whatever position you're in, just make sure there's no pain in the knee. It should feel like you're getting a large stretch, but it shouldn't feel painful. So breathe into the experience and the sensation. Breathe into any tension and tightness. Noticing your jaw, soften the jaw. Soften the grip of the hands. Soften all the muscles around your face. And taking these next few breaths to very slowly come out of your frog. However you can gracefully come out of the pose. And whatever you need to find and restore that balance in your hip joint. So if that is a final vinyasa, if that's child's pose, if you want to come onto your seat for a seated forward fold, just spend a few moments here. As everything is starting to come back to balance, then move on to your seat and come back to that comfortable seated position towards the front of your mat. And coming back to that mudra that we started our practice with. So first, middle, ring finger, pinkies in and thumbs pressing on top. You're going to keep this on your non-dominant hand and just rest that hand in your lap. With your dominant hand, first and middle finger at your third eye, thumb and ring finger on either side of your nose. And just close your eyes or soften your gaze. Taking an inhale together and exhale the air. On your inhale, close the right nostril, inhale through the left. Closing both, open the right, exhale. Inhaling through the right. Closing both, exhale left. Inhaling left. Closing both, exhale right. Inhaling right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. And just release the breath control. Drop your chin in towards your chest. Engaging the pelvic floor, drawing in and up, and then low belly drawing in and up. Take several breaths. On this next exhale, slowly Release your bandhas and move on to your back. And as you come onto your back, draw both knees in towards your chest. And just giving them a hug, rocking from side to side. As you come back towards center, release your feet and set up for a bridge pose. Separating your feet hip distance. Find the back of your heels. And then as you inhale, start to lift the hips. Hands can be by the sides, or if you like that, interlace under the body, rolling the shoulders underneath you and interlacing. If it feels good to just extend your arms behind you, putting your shoulder in a little bit different position. And on this next exhale, lower the hips down towards the ground. And we'll take about 2 minutes here before we move into Shavasana. So if you'd like to continue with back bending, you can take another bridge pose, or if you have a full wheel in your practice, you like to come into that full back bend, bringing the hands back by your shoulders, fingers towards your shoulders, elbows towards the sky, and start to lengthen out the arms at the same time you're pressing into your legs and finding that full wheel. If you'd like to move into a different back bend, or if you'd like to take these next 2 minutes or so, if there's any pose that you're working on in your practice, if you need any more neck openers, if you need any more back openers, if there's a hip opener that you need, maybe you're taking a few moments just to sit still and breathe. Taking about 1 more minute or so. If you'd like that final twist, if you'd like that final happy baby, changing sides if you were working on something that was one-sided. And start to finish up anything that you're working on. And as you've finished anything that you're working on, begin to move towards your meditation. So setting yourself up in that comfortable position. If you have any blankets that you'd like to cover yourself with, if you'd like a pillow underneath your head, once you've found that position, start to soften your body. Begin to focus on your breath. And it's best if you can remain still so that your body and your mind have a chance to fully relax and let go. If at any point you do become uncomfortable, give yourself permission to make any changes that you need to your body or your props. Allowing your eyes to close. And keep them closed until your practice has ended. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You'll be asked to move your awareness to different body parts and sensations, emotions, and images. Try not to concentrate too intensely as it may prevent you from relaxing. During the meditation, use and absorb what you need in this moment and leave the rest behind. If the mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, come back to the sound of my voice. And if you lose track of my voice, that's okay. Try to remain present and allow the mind to show you whatever it needs to reveal. And start to notice the sounds that you can hear in this moment. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching out these distant sounds and following them for a few moments. And without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of your room, the ceiling, the floor, your body on the floor. Visualize your body on the floor and noticing your hair, your clothes, and your face. And as you relax your body, begin to concentrate on the normal breath. Noticing that pause in between the breath. Start to relax your mind, moving away from your thoughts as you focus on your third eye space in between the eyebrows. And think now of exactly what you want in your life. Take a moment to set a sankalpa, an intention. The sankalpa should be a short, positive statement in the present tense, as if it is already happening. State your sankalpa clearly and with awareness 3 times in your head. The sankalpa you make during this meditation plants a seed in your mind to bring about transformation and healing in your life. And now imagine that the whole body is becoming light. as though your body could float away from the floor and move towards the ceiling. The head is light and weightless. The limbs are light and weightless. The torso is light and weightless. The whole body is light and weightless. You are rising higher and higher away from the floor. Imagine your body becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of your body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier. The head is heavy. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body is heavy. And so heavy it's sinking into the floor. Begin to concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes. Concentrate on this space and become aware of any phenomenon that manifests within it. Noticing the colors, the patterns, and light. Whatever you see is a manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space. Do not become involved. Practice detached awareness. If any subtle image makes themselves known, notice them without directing the image. And if thoughts occur, let them come and go. Continue watching this space with detached awareness. And start to very slowly come back to your awareness. Begin to deepen your breath. And start bringing some very small movements into your fingers and your toes. Rolling around the wrists and the ankles. And as you're ready, extend your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. Big inhale. And exhale, audible sigh. And slowly, when you're ready, roll to the side, pausing there. Come back to your Sankalpa and repeat it to yourself 3 times. The Sankalpa you set during this meditation plants a seed in your mind to bring about transformation and healing in your life. Moving back to that comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bowing into yourself in gratitude for taking this time for you. Knowing that where we are right now is exactly where we need to be. Thank you all so much for joining today. Om Shanti, peace. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to unmute you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. If you have questions, let me know. If you'd like to donate, this is my livelihood right now. You can send it to Tiffany Yoga at Gmail, either PayPal or Zelle. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope to see you all soon. Nice to see so many faces. Nice to see you, Amelia. It's been so long.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us. It was a lot of fun. My little one couldn't.
Your girls are amazing.
Last,
They're like flipping all over the place.